textbook of the science, art, and philosophy of chiropractic for students and practitioners by D. Palmer, the one who discovered the basic principle of chiropractic, developed its philosophy, originated and founded the science and art of correcting abnormal functions by hand adjusting using the vertebral process as levers. Volume 1 of The Science of Chiropractic states under the headline of Historical, Reverend Samuel Weed first met Dr. D. Palmer in 1894 after his daughter had been wonderfully cured by magnetic healing of a sprained ankle that threatened her life. A sprained ankle that threatened her life. The doctor then relieved him, by magnetic treatment, of splenic trouble, which incapacitated him from preaching. Miss Weed and her little daughter took chiropractic adjustments early in 1896 and were much benefited. Afterwards, Mr. Weed also received adjustments for sciatica and got relief. About this time I asked him to suggest a name in Greek for the science and art which I had created, one which would mean done by hand. Thus originated the word chiropractic. Chiropractic was not evolved from medicine or any other method except that of magnetic. For 9 years previous to the discovery of adjusting vertebrae, I was practicing magnetic healing. During that time, I had developed much which afterwards became a part of the science of chiropractic. For example, I treated, as I supposed, the spleen for cancer of the breast, effecting a cure. Harvey Lillard, a janitor in the Ryan block where I had my office, had been so deaf for 17 years that he could not hear the racket of a wagon on the street or the ticking of a watch. I made inquiry as to the cause of his deafness, and was informed that he was exerting himself in a cramped, stooping position. He felt something give way in his back, and immediately became deaf. An examination showed a vertebra racked from its normal position. I reasoned that if vertebra was replaced, the man's hearing should be restored. With this object in view, a half-hour's talk persuaded Mr. Lillard to allow me to replace it. I racked it into position by using the spinous process as a lever, and soon the man could hear as before. There was nothing accidental about this, as it was accomplished with an object in view, and the result expected was obtained. There was nothing crude about this adjustment. It was specific, so much so that no chiropractor has equaled it. If no other discovery had been made, this of itself should have been hailed with delight. It was the key which has ultimately unlocked the secrets of functional metabolism. It is the entering wedge destined to split the therapeutical log of superstition wide open, revealing its irrational and ignorant construction. I emphatically affirm, as I did 13 years ago, that about 95% of diseases are caused by displaced vertebrae. Friend Carey, I do not know of a disease condition which has not its cause in some derangement of the skeletal frame. A subluxation perpetuates disease. We no longer fear zymotic epidemics, smallpox, measles, mumps, diphtheria, croup, pneumonia, typhoid, and other diseases, since, in the acute stage, they are relieved, made well, by one adjustment. I was present when Cairo was born. I blew the breath of life into its lungs. I am proud to say that I named him chiropractic. He is often called Cairo, in sport of familiarity, or in derision. I have witnessed his frantic efforts for an existence. He has been captured, his raiment changed, his organism shorn of the cranial and sympathetic nerves. His enemies have desired his death, yet he is developing into an intellectual giant, one destined to enlighten the whole world. During the 9 years of gestation, he was formed and developed into a perfect child. His organism was perfect, but grafters and vampires have preyed upon him as parasites. I trust this book will be the meaning of returning to him his proper clothing and adjusting his organism so that he may look like the child I created. Never mind, proper credit will be mine when I and my lying traducers have passed into the great beyond.
He was once a friend.